Hey, what's up, y'all? Classic Kev back with another episode. Yo, honestly, probably the most important episode yet. All right, y'all. Today, I got a special guest, my boy Zushan. He's one of the co-founders of the ADA Ninjaz, another CNFT gem that I've recently found. Let me tell you, Zushan, how long have we been trying to do this interview?
Look, I'm just glad we're here. It's been a couple of weeks, but so good to be here chatting to you, Kev.
Yeah, so Zushan, I want to start by saying, I appreciate you coming on. And guys, we've been trying to get this interview, and I've bought about 4 ninjas now. And the more I read up on this project and the roadmap, and I'm like, oh man, I haven't seen anything like this. But Zushan, could you tell us a little bit about your background and your with the team? And
Yeah, sure thing, mate. So I think as I mentioned to you before we got into the call that, I'm based over here in Australia, Canberra, which is our capital. Nice little quiet place. Relative to Washington, it's really small, but we sort of look at it as the same size of things. And yeah, look, so I mean, we launched ADA Ninjaz back in September last year, and we have an awesome team. Initially, it was just myself, Tommy, and Tommy and I are mates. He's also based in Canberra. We used to work together, and that's how we got to know each other. And we were, investing in NFTs together. Initially in Ethereum, started looking into Cardano, got into that. This project has been a long journey, something that we've been working on from the very start. And obviously we'll come into detail about that and what the project is and everything. But we've got some really awesome, excuse me, awesome partners in the project. So Leaf Agency and NFT Maker Pro, who've been unbelievably helpful. I think without them, neither of us are developers. So it's been really, really helpful in that regard, being able to work with them. I come from a background of sort of academia and project management, and I used to work in the public sector prior to this. And Tommy's a bit more on the project management side as well. I've done a lot of work in sort of community management, and that's where my skill came in really well on this front, obviously with running Discord and everything. And we've got our ops manager, EJ, who started off with us just helping us run Twitter. And, he's just really started shining in his role. And, he's become our ops manager now, managing all the day-to-day and stuff. And then we've got Ignacio, who is our chief creative officer. Again, that introduction was through the team at NFT Maker Pro, and they connected us to Ignacio, who comes from a film background. And we've got partners at Mirai Music who are doing everything on the music side. We've released our first single, obviously, which the lyrics were actually half of the lyrics were written by the community, and the ones voted on by the community were then put into the song. So it's on Spotify, that sort of thing. So yeah, that's our overarching management team. We've got Daria as well, who is our head of marketing. Again, both of those connections, Mirai Music, Daria, and then also Ignacio, who's now co-owner in the business, came through the guys at Leaf Agency and NFT Maker Pro. So shout out to them and kudos to them for helping us out, because otherwise, we wouldn't be able to bring this vision to life, and having the right people on board has always been key for us. So that's where we are at the moment. Yeah.
yeah, and Zushan, I gotta say, anytime I'm investing in an NFT project, I always stress to my audience, hey, utility and team and community are the 3 pillars. And I looked at y'all team and I'm like, wow, this is, you got people that are truly specialized in certain industries. And then as far as utility, I'm gonna be honest, correct me if I'm wrong, I haven't seen anybody with the utility of your project. And could you kind of tell a little bit about that, about the manga and the storyline and the characters?
Yeah, sure thing, man. Thank you. And also, I didn't thank you earlier that, you've bought 4 ninjas. So appreciate you, bro.
All good.
Yeah, so look, essentially what we do at ADA Ninjaz is on a weekly basis, we release about 15 pages of manga. And right now we're doing the first season's plan, which is Aramar, their origin story. That's going to be coming. Well, the first volume of that is going to be coming to an end soon, coinciding with our season 2 drop of the next clan. But how the utility works is we've got a couple of things. One thing is that obviously the community gets to vote on where the story is going to go. And based on that, we then present the choices that they made by voting on the story in the manga a week or 2 weeks later. So they then get to see what they picked and the decisions that they made, what the outcome was, who got the most votes, which decision got the most votes in the manga. So it's a lot of fun. The whole thing about the project is that it's community driven. Another thing that we've started doing for the past 5 or 6 weeks, and this had been a part of the plans from very early on. It took us a while to sort of implement it, but it's the Districts and Duels, which is a Dungeons and Dragons inspired live gaming session, gamification session within our server every week. And you go into our server, you can pick a clan that resonates with you the most, because the clans have been created in a way where, you know, people may feel some sort of attachment to each clan. One you know, and different personalities would choose different clans. So you go into the server, you pick a clan, if you hold a ninja, you verify that ninja, and then you can participate in these games. And what the games are like is essentially live 45 minutes to an hour interactive session. We get our whole writing team, our Discord admins, and Ignacio, our head of creatives, come on and actually throw stories to each of the clans and make them pick and sort of work together, or pick in unity. So they make decisions in like a minute or a minute and 30 seconds, which will impact what happens in the story, but also what happens. So, you know, 3 ninja clans at war, you'll see deaths. So those deaths will then impact the story and what happens later on within the story. So that's another element of what we're doing. We're also, after our drop, we're launching a Ninjas DAO. So that's in the works. I won't say too much about it just yet, but we've announced that in our white paper. Our community is fantastic. They wanted to make a pool because they're all super close, and you know they chat all the time. So they made community driven pools within the Ninja server, which we have no authority over, but essentially we just assisted them to set that up, get voting going, and they've, I think now collectively they've all pooled in to buy 2 claymates, 1 claymate and Good Charlotte, and a Pavia plot. So they've been doing that. They've been doing that for a while, for a couple of months now, and we thought, look, if we can bring in the royalties now that they exist so significantly across the space and provide a percentage of those to a DAO, which is still led by the community, why not, right? And that's sort of where we're going.
Wow. And look, and let me clarify, guys. So basically, you know, I grew up watching Dragon Ball Z, right? And I think every kid, you know, in middle school can think back those times. Next time on Dragon Ball Z, right? You got to wait a week when you go to school and everybody's talking about what you think's going to happen. And I'm like, wow. So with this project, as a holder, we can vote on the storyline. And at the end of the day, you know, isn't the community like collectively always, like when you read Reddit comments, the ones that are the most upvoted are usually the most interesting, right? So, you know, as far as storyline, like I'm really thrilled to see where this can go, you know, because it might be one of the most interesting mangas, you know, ever. And this is a huge market, right? It's a huge market.
Yeah, look, and I think there is quite a bit of overlap between sort of manga and anime fans and the NFT space, and we thought it would fit in so perfectly. But of course, with the blockchain now and the way that it exists, it's a perfect fit, right? Being able or enabling your community and other people who like this kind of thing to go in and pick and choose how a story is going to play out, how music is going to be made, making all those decisions through the blockchain essentially is just, it's so fascinating.
And essentially, so as a holder, you will be, so you'll have a royalty set where you're gonna profit off of the revenue earned by the manga.
Yeah. So look, at the moment, the manga is free.
Mhm.
You can go onto our website and read it. Eventually, we do want to go into physical publishing. At the moment, that's not something we're doing because we want to get the manga right and get it really going, running smoothly. Eventually, yes, we'll get the physical copies out. We're working with NFT Link as well to sort of get the certificate of authentication with those physical copies, and we'll be working on that later, growing it out. And yeah, eventually, yes, we'd like to release those, sell those, have those up there with the Bleaches and the Narutos of the world, and see what the blockchain enables us to do to link, the real world and the blockchain world, essentially.
Yeah, essentially there's no limit. There's no limit because, if you think about like anytime like a Marvel movie or something goes from the comic book to the movies, the fans are always mad because Hollywood changes things to make it fit in their box. So essentially, and this is real forward thinking, but like basically this project could grow from a manga to an anime to an animated movie, and all be community driven. The community is as large as as they vote or as they make it. Is that correct?
Absolutely, mate. And that's the goal, right?
Mm.
To actually, like you were saying, you used to watch Dragon Ball Z. Imagine being able to pick what Goku did in the anime. Like, for me as a kid, that'd be the coolest thing ever. And that's what we are doing and hoping to continue on doing.
Now, what about so I have four of them. So will my characters be in the story? Like what is the way? Like, is it just random if you're gonna have a major role or
So in our season one, we've got our 5 NFTs that are 1-for-1s, which are the rarest ones.
Mhm.
Those are the leaders of the clan, and if you go through the manga, a few of them have already appeared. One of them is in fact the protagonist of the story. So the same way we'll have the rares in the second clan also be the leaders of that clan. And what happens with all the other NFTs is as we produce more and more manga, each of those NFTs will feature in random places within the manga. And what the aim kind of is like, it doesn't even have to be, it might not, it may be that they have a speaking role in the manga. It may be that they're just a background character. So they will feature there and we'll sort of give, we might airdrop that NFT to the holder, the manga NFT to the holder of the clan NFT. So that's what we're sort of going for. Yeah.
yeah, I guess I'm not even thinking that that this can be sold as the comic itself, the manga itself can be sold as an NFT.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, look, absolutely. But I think one of the things for us is that we want to be sure that we have the NFT side of things, and then we've got sort of the real world stuff. How that integrates is something that's ever evolving,
Mhm.
happening every day, that kind of thing. So we are working on it. But yes, at the moment, at the end of every week, the 15 pages that come out, they get airdropped to at random as NFTs to the holders. So by holding your 4, you have a slightly higher chance within that random raffle to win or get airdropped one of those manga pages.
Yeah, and those will be collector's items one day. Now, what's got me thinking is that could hypothetically you kill off one of my NFTs? I'm gonna be mad if that happens, man. You can't kill me off. Come on.
Well, look, as I again, I can't speak too much about it. In our white paper, we have brought up something that we're working on, which is the Great Ninjas burn. So after all 3 clans have dropped, are available, we will be doing a burn, which ties in really well with the story. And we've mentioned in the white paper that you'll be able to essentially burn a set number from each clan to receive a new NFT.
Oh, what? So essentially, if I have 4, I could volunteer one as tribute to be burned because it's helping the clan. It's helping the greater good. Is that correct?
Yes, and you'll receive something in return for that, which we're working on at the moment. But again, that's integral
Mhm.
to the story. So we're always trying to tie in everything we do on the NFT front with the story.
No, this is cool. And I think that it's really going to be a fun competitive ride, between these clans. And because it's like, at the end of the day, we just want to be entertained. And if this story has a true back and forth, a true, don't know who's the good guy, anti-hero kind of role, good guy turned bad guy, bad clan turns good clan. I think, the possibilities are endless because you have the community's imagination, which is brilliant, I mean, kudos to you guys. Cause this, I review a lot of NFTs. This is one of the most interesting ones I think I've come across.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks. And look, I think it's about the whole team doing what they do so well. We've got three writers, three manga artists, including Artie, who's our head manga artist, and they do an incredible job in the fact that they're able to create 15 pages a week. To me is shocking. I can't even imagine. I can't even draw a stick figure properly, right? But but they're doing something incredible, and to be a part of it and to get to work with them every day on this stuff is it's absolutely incredible. Yeah.
Yeah, and so another big piece of this I want you to touch on is the music, right? So as the holders, this is fully like we own the license and as holders, is that correct, of this music? It's part of the community. It's part of the NFT.
So that's where we hope to go in the future. We are currently working on bridging the music and the NFTs front as well. So if anyone doesn't know, this is where you're hearing about it on Classic Kev's show for the first time. We are doing some work, if we haven't hinted on it already, that will integrate the two things. At the moment, we're on Spotify with the one song. All the people whose lyrics got picked, they receive free NFTs for sort of winning on picking those lyrics. But Spotify doesn't allow you to do the things that the blockchain will allow you to do in the future, which is, potentially providing royalties to everybody who had a part of that song in any shape or form. So at the moment, we're not making money off the song because it's the first song. Yeah, we got 100,000 streams on it, but we did spend money promoting it as well. So the music PR business is a whole other ball game, and you being in New Orleans probably know a bit about music yourself. So it's about bridging that, and I think we've got some cool people in the space who are trying to do that as well at the moment, like quite a few projects. The guys at Good Charlotte, they're obviously making things happen. I
Oh,
know
they're with
that
Clay Nation, huh? That they I
yeah.
bought one of their Claymates with Clay Nation, huh? Great collaboration.
Yeah, precisely. And their guitarist Billy Martin's got his own project on Cardano at the moment. I
Really?
was actually talking to him in one of his Twitter spaces earlier today, and he's got the art that he's drawn himself, but then also the music attached to the NFT. So there are some cool things going on, and we're going to keep pushing the limits, the whole community together, to see what we can do, what we can achieve. So it'll be really, really exciting. And we're trying to understand how to bridge, or rather integrate, all of that across seamlessly.
Yeah, and people like you are the innovators. Your team is the innovators that's innovating not just for the NFT space, but for artists. Because you mentioned Spotify, that's what you would consider a legacy system. Now, I own a digital jukebox company, so I'm familiar with the way royalties work and how it's just not an efficient system. But what people with artists and musicians are going to realize through these smart contracts, that the royalties are going to be evenly distributed with no middlemen, and it's just going to be a more just and more equitable system. Like with like the music industry doesn't even know how good this is for them, and people like you are going to open their eyes to it. So I didn't know y'all were on a Spotify, man. That really is awesome. But what about like right now? So season 2 is coming out, correct? Is that going to be the new clan?
Yeah. So season 2 drops. We've got a very complex but interesting system on how it drops on the 4th of Feb. So we're just a while away now. That's going to be the second clan, the Atsuko clan. And yeah, it's going to be exciting because our NFT artist V has basically gone down the route of creating the Atsuko NFTs in a completely different manga art style from the first season. So the first season and the second season are very, very distinguishable. And you can tell very easily which is season 1 and which is season 2. And we've gone for, like, the first season was very much a shonen style, which is sort of like Naruto and some of those younger anime focused stuff. But the second one is a lot more like Attack on Titan, that kind of thing, very sort of mature art. And then with the third season, the Daisuke clan will be a bit different as well. We're already working on conceptual designs of that at the moment.
What about, like, so you and the dev team, is it potentially that the dev team is going to be split amongst the three clans? Like, that would just be an interesting dynamic, you know?
So initially, yeah, look, a lot of people ask us that, and they're like, which clan do you pick, and that sort of thing. We had picked clans starting off, and just as things grew, we started seeing people picking clans based on who we had picked. So like, oh, I had a chat with, Zushan, and he's a cool guy, and I think I'm just going to go to the clan he's in. So very quickly, we then decided that not we're moving away. We aren't associated with any clan in specific. We love all of them, and obviously in the case of Ignacio, because he's bringing them all to life. He's never picked a clan, so it will be, yeah. I mean, we all have our preferences. I like all of them equally. I'm not going to say which one I like more than the other.
Man, well, let me know what clan you end up joining, because Classic Kev's he's up for recruitment right now. So I'm excited because, like, it really is bringing back, like I said, those Dragon Ball Z, Gundam Wings, those memories as a kid, and you just kind of grew out of it for whatever reason. But so season 2 is coming out, new clan, and it's gonna be able to be minted on your site.
Yeah, so the minting will be through our website. It'll be through the NFT maker payment gateway. I'm sure a lot of people who've been minting lately have seen that, are familiar with that. You just go in. If you've got a plugin browser wallet, you can just mint like that, or you can click the other wallet option and then send the ADA over through the system. But obviously, it has the CAPTCHA, which makes it a little bit more difficult for sort of bots to go in. But we are, of course, doing a holder only mint first. So you hold 4, which means you'll be able to mint 4 of season 2.
Nice.
So that's how the first sale will go. Then we'll open it up to the next set of people.
So essentially, if you're somebody that doesn't hold on watching this, they're going to want to go on jpeg.store, go buy one, and they would be eligible for the, I guess that's a new way of whitelisting the holder mint.
Yeah, absolutely.
And how many ADA is it going to be for the season 2?
48.
48 ADA. And look, I come from the Ethereum NFT world, and it's like it's projects like this I've never seen on Ethereum, for one, but at this price point, I mean, this is amazing. I mean, you're a lot more established, as a project, as a team, as a roadmap, as a community, than projects that are selling, minting for, 3-4 times as much, on Ethereum with none of this team, with none of this roadmap. So kudos to you guys, man. I'm thrilled to be a part of it.
Yeah, man, look, good to obviously have you on board. And I'll tell you a bit about the reasoning as to why we went with this amount. One, we wanted, like, you look around, you look at Twitter, you look at Discord servers, and the consensus is 1 ADA equals 1 ADA, right? It's not about the US dollar amount of it. That's how people see it in the NFT space. That's what they want to see. So technically, if we look at our first launch, which was 58 ADA, but ADA was above $2 at the time. So that was a significantly large amount. It was a lot more expensive than most mints at the time as well. At the moment, the average mint is about 40 to 45 ADA that we're seeing with mints happening on Cardano at the moment. So we wanted to make it less than our first mint. That's something we promised our community. And for us, the key is, like the vast majority of the funds that come in, they go into running a team of 35 people. So the drop makes a big difference to what we're trying to achieve. Our 3 writers writing the story, our 3 manga artists, our NFT artists. We've got our marketing team. We've announced the game that we're making as well, so the game devs are there working on that. So it's all of that is coming out of the money that we put in, that people put into the project by believing in us and what we're trying to achieve. And because we have the right partners and the right people on board, and of course, an incredible community that's so supportive, we're able to achieve this and really make it happen.
Yeah. And I respect that, because I respect that y'all built the foundation around your team, your community, and utility, where you're seeing, some of these NFT projects, they're just paying insert celebrity influencer to change a Twitter profile pic. And it's like, you see right through it. You know what I'm saying? So with y'all project, hey, if you build it, they will come. You know what I'm saying? I mean, now I see it. And as time goes on, I think we will look back on videos like this and on this project to be like, why didn't I get in? Why did I buy more? Why didn't I get in earlier? Because I see it. And anybody, I guess, that, has a background in comics or, anime, manga, anything like that, they're going to see it. Because those story-based communities, it's just fascinating. You get hooked, it's something you look forward to. But guys, I'm gonna have all the links, to the ADA Ninjas. I'm definitely be getting on season 2. What was the date for season 2?
4th February.
4th February. So that's right around the corner, guys. With like 3 days. So anyway, y'all, you want to leave us with anything else? I know we covered a lot.
Yeah. Look, thanks for having me, mate. It's a pleasure. Really exciting to see the Cardano space growing so much, and seeing more and more people coming in, more and more interesting projects, more people covering the space on YouTube, such as yourself. So it's great to see, and I think we're only going to get more people coming in and a lot more of this happening. So yeah, 4th of Feb, be ready. We'll be there, and we'll share this on our server and Twitter as well, Kev, when it goes out. Thank you so much for having me, mate, and keep doing what you're doing.
Yes, sir. Well, anyway, y'all, so this is the ADA Ninjas, another Cardano NFT gem. And again, y'all have all the links, where to get this project, their website, their Twitter, and everything. And I will see y'all in season 2. Maybe I'm gonna pick what clan I'm gonna be in,
Anyway, make it happen.
I'm Classic Kev. Y'all have a great night.